Survival mode, a short-term, fear-based mode of thinking when our fight or flight response is triggered. With the definition of survival mode being based on a short-term experience, is it possible for humanity to really be in it? And if we are, then what does this look like within our lifetime? It's safe to say that many of us have experienced the feeling of survival mode when we're distressed, anxious, or panicked in our individual lives. We think about the worst case scenario, making the solution even more difficult to comprehend. For the most part, we are able to identify a solution because we are aware of our situation in full. So, can we agree that we've all felt the short-term feelings of survival mode? Yes. But the assumption that survival mode can only be associated to a short-term experience is misleading, as the mode will be enforced for as long as it takes to find a solution. And if your environment doesn't suggest the idea that you're even in survival mode, you will believe the emotional responses you're feeling is a reflection of your inability to withstand that said environment. And for many of us, this is what we see today, the internalization of surviving our environment. Stress-related disorders, neurological diseases, depression, suicide, the list goes on. It's the lack of awareness we have for ourselves as human beings that allows the basic needs of our well-being to be pacified, instead naming and medicating them. So it's clear to say humanity are living within two levels of survival mode. One that is based on overcoming crisis points we know we can create a solution for, and the other that creates the structure for those day-to-day crisis points to exist within. So if we're feeling the negative effects of this structure, both internally and externally, then how do we begin to live this way? By the monetization of our basic needs. Food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. With 4 out of our 5 basic needs being monetized, it's the creation and constant inflation on all of these areas that sustain the structure, keeping our minds and actions focused on sustaining these elements, whilst organising our physical lives to keep this way of living in line for our lifetime. So this is our reality, a way of living that is unbeneficial to our health, our needs and our earth. But the greatest thing about identifying a truth is the change we can make from the awareness we gained. This is Decoding Humanity with Vanessa Nash.